Whoever asked me this really wants me to have a mental breakdown. Unsupportive or fake friends, something you're low-key jealous of in other people. Okay. Part of the reason why I did close it was because do you plan on staying in Wilmington? Will you share your scary roommate situation? Tips for still finding joy living with chronic illness. Welcome back, or if you're new, hi, my name is Alexa. Regardless of how long you've been here, I thought it would be a good idea to do a Q&A so you guys can get to know me a little better. I've always felt like YouTube is the best social media to actually get to know someone through these longer form videos, and I thought it would be good to do like a whole dedicated video for that. I put one of those question box thingies on my Instagram story yesterday, and thank you to everyone who asked a question. But if you do not follow me on Instagram, go do so if you want to be included in some future YouTube videos. Let's start with the basics. I am currently 21 years old. I'm currently living in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm from Wisconsin. I moved here when I was 18 by myself, which is crazy actually looking back, and I will graduate this December. Kiss, marry, kill Sam, Bill, and Harry. And honestly, in order to be my friend, you kind of need to understand this question. I'm going to pretend like I need to think on it, but I already have my answer locked and loaded. Kiss Bill, marry Sam, kill Harry. I'm sorry, Harry. I love you, but for obvious reasons, you're gonna have to be the one I sacrifice. Do you go to college? I get this question a lot because I do a lot of traveling, and understandably so, people are confused about that. And thankfully, I have been able to juggle both full-time school and being able to travel on the side. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I actually go to online college. Actually, I don't even have to go anywhere. I do online college. So I can do my schooling whenever and wherever, and I have specific deadlines for things, but it has given me a lot of flexibility, especially to go travel, especially down here in the South where I did not grow up. I've gotten to experience so many cool new states and cities that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to had I stayed in Wisconsin. So that is how I'm able to do that. And if I was not in online schooling, it wouldn't have worked. What is your college major? I'm getting a bachelor's degree in digital arts and graphic design. So easier way to say that is just graphic design. Something I'm really passionate about and have had a lot of actual firsthand experience from the beginning of high school. It's something that I've continuously loved doing pretty much my entire life, and a job I'm actually looking forward to entering into the workforce once I graduate. What are some good summer book recs? I really should have written down a list before I started filming because now I haven't ever read a single book. But the first one that comes to mind is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. It came out last year and it is so cute. I have recommended it to multiple people and everyone has rated it 5 stars. It's just like the perfect vibe, and when you see the cover, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say it's just like a summer book. Emily Henry is a great author for more summer books. Hers have more of a deeper meaning to them than just like a soul romance. I also would recommend Daisy Jones and the Six. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It gives a warm summer 1970s California vibe. It's a historical fiction about a band inspired by Fleetwood Mac. If that interests you, that would be a really fun, easy summer read. And I know we typically think of mysteries and thrillers as fall, but one I actually read was The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. It's a little murder mystery type situation that actually ties back to the 1970s as well, but it takes place in a villa in Italy during the summer. So it very much is a summer vibe. If you want a little mystery action, those are the ones that come up first to my mind. I'm sure there are a lot more too. Are you going on a trip with Emily? I will confirm yes, but I will not be confirming where, but you guys are not ready. You are not ready for this content. We are going to multiple countries and we are doing some pretty iconic stuff, and I will be vlogging it, so stay tuned for that. Tips for still finding joy living with chronic illness. I honestly feel like I'm not qualified to answer this, but as someone who had their life pretty much flipped upside down from what I knew it as my entire life, my life has changed a lot and it's been very hard to find the joy in things. But I think a huge thing is just reframing your mindset. And I want to put a disclaimer that it is okay to be sad and to let yourself be sad for some time, within reason, because it's healthy to express emotions that way. When I catch myself thinking, why did this have to happen to me? I can't control why it had to happen to me. I can control how I react to it. So I'm trying to make the best of it, and I'm trying to do that by spreading awareness and talking to people and educating people on things that I was once very ignorant about before I got ill. And I think still trying to find hobbies that you're still able to do and that bring you joy, and reading has been a huge source of that for me because it's something that doesn't require physical activity. So whatever that is for you, find that and be like, immerse yourself in it, I guess is what I should say. I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but I would just say don't stop showing up for yourself. Like, still schedule times to go with your friends, have a day to yourself to go do whatever you want, and don't be hard on yourself if you can't do that, because then it gets really hard and it puts you in a dark place. Is there a real reason you closed Eunoia Co? If you don't know, Eunoia Co was my business I ran for 5 years, and I announced fall of last year that I would be closing it, and it's now completely closed. And honestly, a huge part of the reason why I did close it was because I was getting very chronically ill, and I was not having the energy to run both the business all on my own and also doing schooling. So that was a big reason, even though I didn't want to explicitly say that when I announced the closing of my business, because I had not yet shared about my health issues. That was a big reason, and I've been doing it for so long. I was so burnt out, and it's very sad to look back on everything because I really did so much, and I'm so thankful for the time I had running that business, but I know I made the right decision to close it. What's your favorite thing about yourself? When I saw this, I was like, I don't even know how to answer this. I feel like something I really admire about myself without being too narcissistic, because I have a hard time answering this, is that I am a very intentional and thoughtful person. I try to prioritize being intentional with big relationships in my life, whether that's good gift giving, remembering their favorite song, remembering that they have something big coming up I need to text them for, all of that type of thing, and then being thoughtful about it, showing them that I care about them, because I love when that is reciprocated to me and other people. So I would say that is a trait about myself that I am glad I have. What scares you the most about the future? Whoever asked me this really wants me to have a mental breakdown. Short answer, everything. But at the end of the day, I truly do believe that if God has been so faithful to me in the things that I used to be stressed about where I am now, He's got me in the future, and I can put it on Him. I can put my anxiety on Him, and that does not mean I don't get stressed, because I really do suffer from some high functioning anxiety. At the end of the day, I just gotta take it one day at a time at this point. Favorite place you've ever traveled to? This is a really hard question. I think I have 2 answers for this. One of them is Italy. I did a 2-week-long backpacking trip with one of my best friends last May, and it was so incredible. We went all the way down the coast. We went to Venice, Cinque Terre, Vernazza, Monterosso, Naples, Rome, Florence, Sorrento, and I think that's it. But we went to a lot of different cities in Italy, and it was my dream destination from the time I was little. So to see it in real life was so magical, and I really cannot wait until a day I can go back. And then my second answer to that would be Alaska. I got to go with my grandparents right after I graduated high school, and it truly is its own planet out there. It is beautiful, and again, I really hope I can go back. Songs you currently can't live without. To be honest, I've kind of been in a music slump as of lately. I've kind of just not, I'm in the funk where I want new music, but I don't want to listen to new music. So can someone please give me some recommendations? I feel like I'm listening to the same playlist on shuffle on Spotify, and then it's to the point where I don't even listen to music when I'm driving because I'm so sick of it. I've gotten to the point where I'm just, and I don't want to say this is a bad thing, but when I don't know what to play, when in doubt, ABBA it out. And that's what I've been doing. What's on your summer bucket list? Honestly, I haven't made one. I really would like to get healthy this summer. That's kind of my top bucket list item. I'm moving this summer, so I would love to be able to complete my bedroom and workspace. I will be documenting that whole process, so stay tuned for that. And then other than that, we're going up to our cabins for a week with our family, and I'm so excited for that. I can't wait to experience a Midwestern summer again. Do you plan on staying in Wilmington? If that answers your question, the answer is no. I will not be speaking on this quite yet, and I wouldn't allude to it like that if I weren't planning to do a full YouTube video or 2 on the topic, and you'll get multiple of those in the future. I just figured it'd be easier to talk about it when I'm a bit more ready to, and also to have its own separate video. But no, I am moving away from Wilmington. TV shows you've watched lately. I'm not a huge TV show person, but when I find a TV show, I'm a binger, and I watched the new season of You, season 5, and enjoyed it enough that I did binge it. It doesn't compare to the first few seasons, but it was an interesting ending. That's all I'll say. I feel like there was another TV show I just watched. Oh, I watched the new season of White Lotus, season 3, and I loved it. And I cannot wait for the next one to come out. That's just like the ultimate show if you're an introverted people watcher, because that's what it feels like when you're watching it. Will you share your scary roommate situation you mentioned? When I talked about my diagnosis video, I mentioned that I was in some pretty scary roommate living situations. I would assume one day I will talk about them. Time is not now. I need to be a bit more removed just to say my roommates I have right now are perfect angels, so it's not them. But I do feel like I need to get out of the city before I talk about any of these stories. And when I say they are about as bad as they come, I'm not joking. You can ask my friends and family that heard me talking about everything that I experienced, and it's crazy. Like movie level crazy. What do you think your younger self would say about your life right now? Honestly, I think she'd be very confused as to why I am leaving her dream destination to live at and going back to my hometown. But if she understood my situation, she would maybe be a little less confused, but I also think she would be confused why I'm so sick, because I was not sick when I was younger. I would like to think that my younger self would think I was really cool, because I've always just, it's been a Maddie knew who she was at a young age situation.
Maddie knew who she was from a very early age.
The things I'm doing now are the things that she wanted to do. So I hope I'm making her proud. How did you get started on YouTube? Fun fact, it's going to be my 10-year anniversary of this YouTube channel in December of this year. I started it when I was in 6th grade because I wanted to be a YouTuber so bad. I grew up watching YouTube. I was pretty consistent in posting videos all throughout middle school, and I just did it because I had fun doing it. And then I started getting bullied pretty bad at the end of 8th grade and stopped going into high school. And then now I'm picking it back up again because I genuinely love doing it so much. What do your family and friends think of your channel? My family and friends are very supportive of everything I do, to the point where this YouTube channel is just very on brand of something I would do, that they didn't really ever second guess it, and they never second guessed it when I was younger and starting it either. My parents had no problem with me starting a YouTube channel because they knew it was something I enjoyed doing. I'm just very thankful to be surrounded by a community of people that are very supportive of everything I do. Favorite authors? This is so hard because I'm definitely going to forget some as I'm mentioning them. This is in no specific order, but Holly Jackson, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Emily Henry, Sarah J. Maas, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series is one of my favorites. Suzanne Collins. I would say those are the authors that I read every new release from. What's a book you would recommend to everyone? Speaking of Suzanne Collins, I would recommend everyone read the Hunger Games series because it's honestly a really easy read. I mean, I read them for the first time when I was 9 years old or 10 or something. They're so beautiful and have deeper meanings within them, so I think it's a very important form of modern classic literature that everyone should read. Do you like your Kindle? I do. I never thought I would enjoy reading on a Kindle just because I love a physical book so much, and I definitely love physical books a lot more, but I do like my Kindle, and I go on spurts where I read a ton of physical books and then I read a ton of Kindle books. But my favorite thing about the Kindle is that it's great for travel because it's literally this thin, so you can save so much space from having to pack a ton of books. Biggest college advice? I would say get involved. Finding a community of like-minded people is so important, and then you can branch out and find different subcategories within those groups. For example, I joined a college church group with one of my friends, and they're some of the best people I've ever known, and they've really made me feel like I had a home in Wilmington when I lived here. And then also, just be yourself. You're out of high school. This is your time to like really not hold back. I don't know, like when I was in high school, I was just embarrassed by everything. This is your time to not be embarrassed. We're gonna have a chai break. Favorite book genre? I will honestly read about any book genre. I love dabbling in different ones, especially because I am a mood reader. The ones I probably read most are fantasy, romance, and historical fiction, and also mystery. I love mysteries. I'm very picky about my mysteries. What's something you're low-key jealous of in other people? I try not to be jealous of certain things because I truly do believe that comparison is a thief of joy and someone's win is not always your loss. And once I switched that mentality in my mind, it really did change my life. But Something that I just inherently have never had is the ability to talk to people in the way an extrovert can, where you can just make friends with everybody. And I don't have trouble making friends, but I'm just not an outgoing person, so I can't just like go up to a random person and strike a conversation. I've just never been like that, and I really admire that ability in people. Goals for the next few years: get healthy, graduate college, and get a job. Those are kind of my big ones. And I also want to do more traveling. Do you feel like you're living your life or just surviving it? Okay. Whoever asked me this question really clocked my tea. Honestly, I am in survival mode right now, and sometimes that just needs to happen. I want to get back to the point in my life where I feel like I'm actually living my life again and not just trying to get through each day. As depressing as that sounds. Have you had unsupportive or fake friends in your life? I have, and honestly, coming into college made me realize what a true friendship means, and I was definitely not a perfect friend in high school. Now the quality of my friends that I've gained in college versus high school are vastly different. I've kind of realized that everyone is meant to serve a certain portion of your life. Not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. So I don't hold any resentment towards anyone, and like I said, I'm not perfect. I made mistakes too, but I have had friends throughout my entire life that would make fun of me behind my back or never would congratulate me on things I was achieving. And I didn't really realize that wasn't normal until I came to college, and all of my friends were so intentional about that. And then it really taught me how to be a good friend, and I'm so thankful for that. Okay, I think that is all the questions. Thank you guys so much for asking them. Honestly, that was a lot of fun to answer, and hopefully you can get to know me a little bit better. Let me know some things about yourself down in the comments if you want to be friends. And I post every Friday, and we have some exciting content coming up in the next few months. Honestly, this summer the content is going to be elite. You just wait. But I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for being here.